The right technique, you have to do 10 push-ups at least every day. But you can go up to 20 or 30 push-ups. If you do proper push-ups, you really don't need any equipment. You can go, make sure your hands are the width of your shoulders. And you go down straight. And when you're going down, you take inhalation. And when you're coming out, straight up, you are exhaling. Now remember, the inhalation and exhalation part should be in the rhythm of any physical activity where you put force in it, because that will help you strengthen your core muscles along with your upper body muscles. So 10 push-ups every day is a must, because that also means that you can lift your weight. That's the idea, that you can lift your weight, and that is the minimum. Now the next part is aerobic activity. Why aerobic activity is very important? What is aerobic activity? Aerobic activity is when your bigger muscles of hand and legs, they use in cycle. That means where they starts, they come back to that. Any movement that starts from a point and come back to that a point, that is cyclical movement, and that uses the oxygen in a very efficient way, and it challenges the heart. So the basic idea of aerobic activity is it challenges your heart. Now when anything that challenges your heart, it also fine-tune your sympathetic system. Now remember, our autonomic system, the system which is not in our conscious control, is the autonomic system. It has two wings. One is sympathetic activity, the other is parasympathetic activity. The sympathetic activity, which includes your heart rate, your breathing, and the flow of your muscles in certain direction, all these things are actually meant for fight or flight. Say suddenly you're going in a jungle and suddenly a lion comes. So you will either fight with it, or you will run away, or sometimes you freeze. In all those three conditions, basically your sympathetic activity goes very high. Now, this sympathetic activity has to be fine-tuned. Remember, if you're not fine-tuning your sympathetic activity, the chances are you will have some kind of fears overwhelming you. The fears will enter into your life, and that might go into phobias. So remember, the phobias, the fears, which actually disturb our well-being in other areas of the body, basically originate from lack of aerobic activity. Now, what is the use of aerobic activity? Not just fine-tuning the sympathetic activity, but it also burns your calories. It also keeps the blood moving into your body more efficiently. It keeps the heart healthier, and it keeps your blood pressure better. Why the blood pressure better? Because in a certain area, there are small collaterals. Say if the blood is needed, say 100 mil in 1 minute from A point to B point, and that 100 mil is available just going through that big vessel, the collaterals will be closed. As a result, with aging, those tiny collaterals will be collapsed, and this vessel will become rigid, and so your blood pressure will go up. But if you're used to aerobic activity, these collaterals are used to get opened, so the pressure goes down, and your heart doesn't have to work that hard, but still it leads to blood every part and nook and corner of your body, oxygenating, providing nutrients, and taking out the poison. Actually, the poison is more important. So aerobic activity is a must in your life at least 5 times a week.